Hello everyone, how are you? So my name is Victor, I'm from Information Planet, and here we have Mila and also Sebastian. They are from STC, Superior Training Center. Guys, can you say?
Hi guys. My name is Mila. I am the manager of Superior Training Center, and we are here with our amazing friends from Information Planet to discuss our spectacular courses. And we've got a gem of our office, and he is looking after sales, looking after our student Sebastian.
That's right. Anything you may need in regards of your application, the world of trades, anything that a student needs to be successful, just reach to us. We're here to help.
Absolutely.
Thanks guys, you are welcome. So guys, we are really happy to have them here. They have really good courses, and today the course that we're gonna talk about is the Fabrication Trade course. So we are Information Planet, we are based in Sydney, but we have Information Planet in more than 13 countries, and also we have more than 50 offices around the world. If you have any question, you can talk to us, you can message us. We are here to help you. And those lives that we are doing, you can find all the lives doing in our IGTV on Instagram. So just go to Information Planet Australia. You can find lives for carpentry, commercial cooker, and other courses. And today we have the special Fabrication Trade course. So guys, can you tell us a little bit about your school? How's everything going?
Absolutely. So we'll quickly tell you something about our school. I apologize that I speak very fast very often, so please guys interrupt me. We are a college that comes from a group of companies. In our group there are four companies. All companies are from the trade background. Our mother company, it's called Superior Air Conditioning, does 99% of the air conditioning in Meriton buildings. So if you went into a Meriton building, you would have enjoyed our air conditioning systems. The college is the youngest child. We are only 7 years old, and we absolutely celebrate trades. We teach nothing else. We're focused on trades. Why? Because that's our specialty. We know everything about it. We teach 3 trades. We teach air conditioning, we teach electrical, and we teach metal fabrication. We don't work only with international students. We are actually having a number of clients. We have a contract with the New South Wales government. We have a contract for the apprentices. We work with clients such as, for example, the most famous would have been Woolworths. Yeah, you heard of Woolworths? That's our client. So these are all sort of various clientele that we're talking about here. But we're today speaking about one particular course, which is metal fabrication. For whatever reason, not a lot of people know what metal fabrication is. So Victor has decided to bring us in and have a little chat with us with regards to this particular course.
Yeah, we have many students asking about some courses that they can maybe go for a permanent residence in the future. We're gonna have guys today, so it will be 30 minutes with them explain about the course, and also we're gonna have Juliana from 7 Migration. It's gonna be around 4:30, so we have half an hour to discover everything about the course. Just to let you know guys, the STC, they are based in Sydney, right?
We're based in a location called Ingerburn. So this is southwestern Sydney. It is 45 minutes from the central station on a train. So this is quite important for all of you to know. Why are we there? I realize it's not a sexy location, but to be very honest with you, we have massive practical rooms. So we are a genuine school. We're not a school where you're just going to go and get a little tick or somebody writes an assignment for you. No. We are actually a school that delivers proper practical training. For this, we need massive practical rooms, which we do have. And for this reason, we are located in Ingerburn, New South Wales. The postcode is 2565 if you want to check where this is.
Perfect. So we can check later with Juliana about if that region is regional or not.
It's not.
It's not regional. So
Sydney.
she knows everything. And guys, just to let you know, if you are based in Sydney, we can talk to us in Sydney. We have Information Planet in Sydney office and also in Manly. But if you are in Adelaide, we have office in Adelaide, Melbourne, Gold Coast, Brisbane, and Perth. So feel free to contact us, okay?
Do you mind if I add something here?
Yes, feel free.
Guys, one of the things that I was surprised with is that we have a lot of interest from other states. So metal fabrication is not being delivered by a lot of colleges. And we've got students that came down to us from Gold Coast, we've had people who came to us from Victoria, etc., etc. So if you are watching this and you are ready to relocate to Sydney, where I guess vast majority of jobs are for this particular trade and for this particular career, do feel free to give us a shout. Sebastian is there, available to give you any answers, and of course our friends from Information Planet to sign you up.
Feel free. So we already have some questions that the student, they keep questioning us.
Ooh, questions.
And also guys, if feel free to send questions to us. I'll try to manage the chat. And if you need something, just let us know during this section, okay?
Sure.
So the first question that the student can ask about the course is, can you give us an overview about the course, the fabrication trade course? It is for students that they are looking for welding, blacksmithing.
Yeah.
So what they can expect for this course?
Sure. So everyone is super confused about this course, okay? So if I told you that you could be helping artists put together their art installations, you would be quite surprised that that's what metal fabricators does. Under this ceiling there is an air conditioning system, HVAC system ducting done by the metal fabricators. You also build boats, you build ships. You do realize that that's one of the careers for you. I will tell you also that, yeah, for example, we have people working on the very luxurious gates made out of iron. I will tell you a very little story about a guy, very special guy in my life. He's called my husband. So I like to call him Iron Man, okay? So at this point in his life, he has a massive company with CNC machines, which are the size of the house. But what he started with was at the time when he was 16. He wanted a new car. So his dad, they were just new immigrants here to Australia, and his dad was, you know, old school, like I'm not going to spoil my kid, etc., etc. So he gives him a wrecked car, killed. It's like a shell of a car. Everything had to be repaired. But what the dad did, he taught him welding. Okay, so that's only one part of the metal fabrication. One part of the metal fabrication is welding. So my husband learned from his dad the trade, and it took him 6 months, and he built a car which is, well, has a funky name, and I'm sure that everybody would be impressed, but do I know? No. Anyhow, my husband still loves anything iron. He was also a head engineer for one of the Australia's racing cars team. And today he has a company that is, you know, has a part-time metal fabrication but also does engineering. Why am I telling you this? Because very often our students think that, okay, this is one qualification, I have this certificate and this is the end of my life. Well, you know what, it's not. My husband has completed further on, like he has finished metal engineering. He has went into industrial arts, and in the end he's a mechanical engineer. So I'm telling you, it's just a starting point. What else can you do? You can work in the construction business. Anything that is, what do you mean? What do you think that the houses are built of? They're not built only of the concrete and gyprock. Everything inside of the houses and the walls is made out of steel. So who is this course for? It's definitely not made for people sitting in a cafes and sipping coffees all day. Definitely not. So we have put a lot of materials and a lot of photos from our practical rooms, which are actually quite fun. I find them fun. On our Instagram and on our Facebook. So please just check out Superior Training Center on Instagram and on Facebook. We have done this post today to sort of help our friends at Information Planet sell the course, but also show you what our students do. We have the first group. Please interrupt me. I can speak there now. But I just want to briefly talk about our South Americans. Our first group was South Americans. They all drive awesome motorcycles. So in front our college, when this group is on, you have a collection of things, you know, probably again funky names which I have no idea about yet. So these guys are going to go into a specialized part of the car industry, which is going to be working on the commission items. So this is the reason why they're doing the course. So as I'm telling you, like you can do simple things to very complex things to art. So welding is just one tiny component of this course. Please visit our Facebook and Instagram to see the photos of what our students in classrooms do. And I'm going to zip it now.
No worries. So guys, if you have any question, you can come to Information Planet. We have all the subjects for the course. We can explain for you everything, so feel free. It's not just, as you said, welding. There's a lot.
And we have a lot of girls, so I made sure that I put girls and on the photos on the Facebook and Instagram for you to know that we have our mother company has employed several people, and one of them was definitely super successful, Stephanie.
Perfect. So talking about more deeply in the course, so the assessment. So there is a practical assessment, there is a theoretical assessment. How it works with you guys?
Yes, there is 3 components of the course. First one, yes, there's theory assessments as you have done in the past. You just go down, write down in your notebook, and then you present a theoretical assessment. If you're successful, then you have to prove your skills on the field, on our warehouse, which is very fun. It's very fun because it's controlled by your teacher. He knows exactly what to tell you, but you get to test all the tools that they have. Everything that they will do in the field, they need to do it there. So it helps them a lot to build confidence and to not be unexperienced tradies when they finish the course. But it's also very important to mention that they need to collect work experience while they're working in the course. Why? Because every unit has 3 requirements: the theory assessment, the practical assessment, and the work placement, the industry experience.
How many hours the student has to do with work placement?
Well, according to our syllabus, it's 412. But what we look more than hours is the quality of the evidence.
Correct.
Every unit needs to have photos, audio, signatures, everything that proves that he has done this in his workplace. So we, more than hours, we look for people who is doing the right thing in the right place. And that's how we check.
So if the student, they don't have any experience, they are not working in this area, do you guys help them to find a workplace?
That's a very good question, Victor. Once upon a time, we were helping all our students at the very beginning to find the jobs. But what has happened is that our students were not very serious about it. So we didn't look good in the eyes of our companies that we were working with. So now we have applied reverse psychology. Google it if you don't know what reverse psychology is. Very important thing for life. We actually make sure that we scan our students, that we actually see, are they rocking up at classes? Not a lot of them do. Like when they are not showing up at class, of course we're not going to recommend you. Are they performing well at practicals? What is their work ethic? In November, I believe, we have employed 9 people. We, not us personally, what we very often get is the phone calls from the employers. So the employers call us and they say, hey guys, I need this. So we select the people that we're proud of, that excel in class. Genuine students doing the right thing. And 9 people employed. Yesterday we employed 2. Yesterday we employed 2 guys that actually got rewarded for the excellent performance. They're also on our Instagram and Facebook, so they were both employed yesterday. So yeah, we do help, but we're not going to recommend you if you're not showing up in classes. Well, to be very honest, if you're not showing up, we're saying goodbye to you. But if you are doing the right thing and you are there for the right reasons, we'll definitely help you.
Perfect. As you said about the job market, can you give us an overview about the job market? So I just finished the course. Guys, the course is 2 years, okay, with
in
them.
2 months.
And so it's 104 weeks. Am I
right? 112.
Yes,
weeks.
112. So I finished my course. So the job market is open. How can I find a job? Where can I look at? Or what can I find? Is that easy for the students?
No, I think that vast majority of students will be snatched, will be taken by the employers during the training. I do believe that is the case. To be very honest with you, from our experience with metal fabricators right now, the people that are non-genuine students, they don't even care about the employment. But everyone that's really serious about their future and skills that actually matter, they find jobs during the studies, because there is not a lot of people that want to do this job. We've got students who are right now building commercial kitchens for a hotel in Kuma. So all students have gone to doing such exciting projects. So yeah, during the training they get their jobs.
Perfect. One more thing. For the student, like the entry requirements for this course, usually what do you guys ask? Do you ask experience or something like that, CV, resume?
Okay. If we refer to strict conditions regarding the application, we require IELTS 5.5 or equivalent. We require a medical insurance and the rest. But when we actually collect a lot of documents, including the past of the student, what he has studied, what he has worked on, is very important. Because although it's not a requirement that will limit somebody, if we have two applicants, one has a lot of experience as a trade, doesn't matter if not as a metal welder, but if he has experienced the life of trades, and one that is not really interested in it, this candidate will have priority.
Yeah.
And they will all do. So it's not a limitation. You can still apply. If it's you brand new, go for it. But of course, if there's somebody who has tasted what working on the field, working under the sun, working in houses feels like, he will have priority.
Perfect.
Yeah, we had a case, I'm just going to quickly add.
Feel free.
I always have something to add. Sorry, that's what happens when you become a manager. Yeah, we had people who are astrophysicists, and I'm not kidding you, astrophysicists who are applying for metal fabrication course. Please don't do that, yeah?
Perfect. And also one more question that came to my mind. We have some students that they are here in Australia around 3 years and they really want to do something new, they find themselves and whatever. So if the student studied 2 years here in Australia, for example, a vocational course, certificate 4 and diploma, can we use that as English proof or the student has to have the IELTS?
If they have completed qualification in the last 2 years above certificate 4, so if they have done certificate 4 and a diploma, yes, absolutely. Also, the IELTS 5.5 or equivalent means that if they have a certificate of English saying upper intermediate, that will also work.
Perfect, which is 5.5.
Any of them.
Amazing. So guys,
we give you all this good news.
We really help you a lot. We try to make you as smooth as possible if you guys work hard, because as we're mentioning, it ain't a very easy qualification, because it's worth it. It's gonna give you something after you finish. So of course we ask for a lot of things to begin with, we ask for a lot of things while you're doing the course, but because we want you guys to be great, to succeed after you finish your qualification, and even during it. I'm sure they'll all find a job while they have a qualification, so that won't be a problem after they finish.
Yeah, perfect. Do you guys ask the student to do interviews before the application? So just to get to know more about the student, if they're genuine?
Yes, we do an interview before looking for 3 things. First one, to find the motivation of the student, to find out why is he studying this. The second reason, to find out his English level. Because we want to make sure that even if he has the proof of English, that he can actually be proficient during an interview and he can understand and speak clearly. And the third one, also to explain the course to him. Because we know we have very good agents such as Information Planner who they explain everything, but just for us to be absolutely sure, we explain once again that they need to work, that they need to come, everything that is just mandatory, strictly necessary, we just let them know again that. And if they succeed, perfect, you get your letter of offer and welcome to Superior Training Center.
It's good for them to see the side, everything, yeah? Like the college and everything.
Oh, mostly we do it over the phone or over Zoom, but if they want to come and meet the course, please, we always welcome students who want to come and see the installations. We're more than happy to talk face to face over Zoom. We just depend on COVID restrictions. As long as we can, we will do it.
Perfect. So we have some questions here. Let me see if we have any questions in the chat. Sorry guys. So for now, all good. So as you said before, there are some girls, women doing the course. Can you tell a little bit more about that? Are they
cute?
Are they,
Oh.
are they international students?
Yes.
Yes, really? Oh, that's nice.
Check out the photos on Instagram and Facebook. Yes, definitely. We have, I believe, one is from South America, but we've got quite a number of them from Philippines, Vietnam, and Korea.
Fiji as well.
Fiji. So there is a mix of nationalities,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yes, we have a good mix of nationalities. We try to make sure that we don't have one specific group. So we've just learned our lessons, so we actually make sure there is a good mix of nationalities in the classroom in order for everybody to excel.
Perfect. So just telling a little bit more about more teachers. So the teacher is something really important for the
Yeah.
course. So their experience, are they working the field? So can you tell just a little
Sure.
bit more about that?
Remember, guys, how I told you that we come from a group of companies, and there are 4 companies total in the group, college being the youngest one. So we have 3 companies that have come into being in 99, in 2000. So we actually absolutely insist that all teachers are hands-on. They're actually contractors. They actually have their companies. So the teachers that are teaching all our courses, they're all former tradies that we trained to become teachers. So basically what they do, they pass on their industry knowledge to the next generation. I'm going to tell you about the 2 metal fabricators, the 2 trainers that are metal fabricators. One being at prime of his life, but one being 30 and totally funky. He's the guy that owns his company. He's been in the business since he was 15. He actually inherited the metal fabrication company from his dad. He's working, like, apart from obviously being trainer with us, he is working in the construction industry, but you know where? He does luxury mansions. So he does all these gates in Mosman. Definitely will put his examples of his work on pages, but I know that he's doing all the gates, iron, cast iron, everything for the luxury properties. So that's now his major business. But he loves teaching, and he's only currently doing part-time, but we kind of hope and fingers crossed we're going to make him move to us with the next group as a full-time trainer. So make sure and rest assured all our trainers are from the industry. We do not have anyone who is going to deliver philosophical work at the classroom. The whole time they actually call things the way they are, and they give you experience directly from the industry.
Perfect. That's the most important thing. The teachers, they have to know the field, the business, and everything.
And have passion. Actually, guys, have passion. If you're not passionate about what you do, it's a waste of your life.
Perfect. So, okay, I love this course and I want to do the course.
Yeah.
When will be the next intake for the course? When it will start?
Next intake is going to be on the 19th of July of this year.
Okay. So how many intakes do you have per year? 1.
Yes.
It's just July every year.
Yes.
Perfect.
But the difference is that this year we actually have quite a waiting list, and we highly likely will open another course towards the end of the year. We're not 100% sure, guys. It's not 100%. We're about to deliver some super exciting news to everyone. It's not signed yet, but we're almost there. We do have, I think that, as I told you at the beginning, we deliver 3 trades. I think Sebastian sold all spots for electrical. You sold everything for air conditioning. So the air conditioning for 2021 has been sold. Keep in mind that the prices that are current for our courses are only for 2021. We are going to go back to our regular prices in 2022. So right now, air conditioning sold, electrical almost sold. There are spots for metal fabrication. And we definitely encourage you to apply. Make sure that you do your ground check, speak to our people at the Information Planet, our trusted agent. Sign up, definitely. We're happy to review your application.
Perfect. We have, as you said, you have only one intake per year, which is July. We have many students that their visa or their course are finishing January, for example, February. So usually, in your experience, that a student that you have, international student, so they want to start in July, but they cannot stay more than 8 weeks without study. So do you have students doing English before or another course?
Yeah.
Can you tell just a little bit more about
Yes,
that?
students who have these kind of very big gaps, they usually enroll to English for academic purposes to learn a little bit more of academic vocabulary so they can have a better performance in our course.
Okay.
That's the usual one.
Perfect. Guys, if you have any question, come to us, talk to us. We
Sure.
can manage all the dates and feel free, we can help you with that. Sometimes it's so confusing because it's too many informations.
The information plan is very good in actually disseminating the right information to our students. I just want to, can I add a few things?
Feel free.
I just wanted to tell you guys that all the students that have previously graduated from our college were very successful in obtaining 485 visa. I'm not going to talk about other visas because that's not something
Maybe Juliana can talk.
Yeah, Juliana will definitely speak about other types of visa. But when we are on this topic, I also want to remind you that we're probably the only college that trains people on other visas as well. So, as I said, you can study in our college as a domestic student, that's one of the options. International student is another option. But if you really want some skills, proper skills, skills that you can take with yourself anywhere in the world, you can also study as a student on another visa. We have, Sebastian these days has actually sold a lot of spots to people who are on 485 visas. People who have finished the course somewhere else, but they have plenty of time to study with us. We have people on partner visas. We have people on sponsorship visas. So as long as there is no restriction to study, we're happy to consider you to study with us. The most popular is of course being electrical, but electrical is very hard right now to get in. We're very strict. But keep in mind the fact, if yourself or your friends are on whatever different type of a visa, do get in touch with our people at Information Planet, and Sebastian is looking after Information Planet, so hence him being here. Do speak to us on Information Planet if you're eligible for these particular courses. So these are special prices. So the prices are not international student, they are not domestic, they are just in the middle, a beautiful sweet spot. But remember, you are getting skills that actually matter. It's not something that you just, finish and you have someone write an assignment for you. No, you actually have future. A lot of our students go to Middle East, or previously, pre-COVID, have gone to Middle East to work on a variety of Emirates and other Emirates projects run by English companies and UK companies. A lot of students have went there. So think out of the box. Do not let someone tell you what your future is. Be the master of your future.
Amazing.
Thank you.
One question. Okay, so for international student, the fabrication course, how much would be for them, and which payment plan can you give to the students?
So the course, the tuition fee is $22,000.
For the full course.
For 112 weeks, guys. 112 weeks is $22,000, and that is the price only now in 2021. This will not be the price for 2022.
Perfect.
But he doesn't have to pay everything up front. Of course, he can pay. We're gonna
Or
divide
she,
the full,
or she.
The person, the student, can divide that amount in up to 9 installments and pay one of them before starting, and then the rest every 3 months, pretty much until they finish.
So it's gonna be one payment before the course starts.
Yes.
And then in 1 year the student will have 4 payments.
In 2 years. In the 2 years and 2 months.
Yeah, I mean the first year will be 4 terms, so
Yes.
4 payments, and the second year plus
Correct.
4 terms.
So 112 weeks is 2 years and 2 months. So divide this amount by 112 weeks and you will see it's quite affordable. And it does give you skills that actually matter.
Yeah. Perfect.
Hi, Juliana.
Hello, how are you? It's a pleasure to be here talking to you guys. It's so funny because I was just, watching you and I was thinking about my husband because he's a metal fabricator. So everything
Let's
that
have
you've been
coffee, Juliana. Let's have coffee and cry on each other's shoulders.
it's funny because I always mention him to my clients when I talk about, of course, migration pathways. And yeah, it is a good pathway indeed. He's successful, let's say, metal fabricator. He pays all the bills here, not me.
That's the way to go about things.
No, yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much.
No,
If you want,
Thank you, people.
free.
See you at school.
So much.
Thank you, guys.
We'll have
Thank
a
you.
chat.
Thank you so
Bye-bye,
much.
guys. Hi, Ju.
It's so funny. How are you? No, it's so funny because I was really, watching you and think about us. So, can you hear me well? Yeah, is everything okay?
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
all good,
all
all
good.
good. Yeah, it's
Let me
just
see if
cutting a little bit.
I think the guys they are hearing you as well. So let's see.
Yeah, just
If
check
you are
with
not hearing,
everyone.
just let me know. Okay.
Yeah, just let us know. Yeah. So
So
it's funny. Yeah, I'm talking about, about me, about my husband and I. Yeah. So he studied this course a long time ago. That was back in 2011. That will tell, how old we are. But yeah. So he did this course. I think at the time we only had one course in Australia. And yeah, we moved to the Gold Coast because that was the only course available, and we lived there for 4 years just so he could complete this course. And yeah, he's working, today at the casino, Barangaroo in Sydney, big, constructions. So yeah, it's a good
yeah,
migration pathway. Not that we got the residency via, his pathway, but it is
perfect. So
still.
he's paying the bills. So that's the most important.
That's what matters exactly.
So guys, this is Juliana. She's from Seven Migration. They are working with Information Planet. They are our partnership with them. So Ju, can you just tell a little bit about you and everything? How's everything going?
Of course, yeah. I think you guys, have been watching me for a while now. Yeah, no, I'm Juliana. I'm one of the registered migration agents at Seven Migration. I joined the team in 2019. Yeah, super happy here. Yeah, so I can see the hearts and, the guys, you guys know that I love you
Everyone
guys.
knows you.
Yeah, no, not everyone, but yeah, I'm super happy for the opportunity to be talking about, this migration pathway. So yeah, that's free information, and that's why we are here, of course.
Perfect. So Ju, we have some questions that the students have been asking us. So I'll start with those questions. Guys, now I can see properly the chat. So if you have any questions, let me know. Juliana will talk about the fabrication course, the fabrication trade course. So let's start with the first one. If I study this course, the fabrication trade course, am I eligible to migrate in Australia?
Yes, you are. So basically, this specific qualification is the minimum qualification required for a few occupations that we have nowadays on the medium and long-term skilled occupation list, which I call, the national demand list. So this is the minimum requirement to have a positive skills assessment or to work as metal fabricator, boil maker, pressure welder, and what else? I was just making some notes before, and sheet metal trades, to be a sheet metal trades worker as well. So yeah, so this is the entry qualification, to start a career in those occupations and also professional demands.
Perfect. So as we know, there are many trade courses that the student can choose. For example, carpentry, as they said, electrotechnology, there is the air conditioning, mechanical. So why should I choose the fabrication trade course?
Wow, that's a good question, Victor. Come on.
They send to us.
Oh my God, it's hard. It's hard to compare. It's how am I gonna say that? My husband is a metal fabricator, so we had these options before. It's impossible to compare, to be honest with you. I think we have a few options. There is no right and wrong or best or worst option, I would say. But definitely considering the fact that since day one, since my husband started this course, he was never unemployed. not even for one day, since day one. So he got a job as an apprentice, of course, in the beginning. And after 6 months, he was already working, of course, part-time at the time. As soon as he finished the course, he was employed, and he's been employed since. So with the whole pandemic happening, he didn't, he wasn't home even for one day. So definitely, a lot of jobs there. He's always, thinking about new opportunities, and he changed jobs, a few times. He has his own company today, but he's the only employee of his own company. So I would say in terms of career, not that I, again, that I can compare, because I don't know a lot about careers, some of the careers, but in terms of living, and getting a good payment and etc., I can guarantee that, it's a good path.
I think the first thing that the student has, I used to say to the student is, try to think, do you like this course? Do you like this area? Can you see yourself doing that for your life?
Perfect.
So I think it's one of the most important things that the student has to think about before taking one course. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah. My husband was not, an office person, and he was, he did a bachelor degree in fine arts in the past. He was doing big sculptures, and that was, when he chose, this course, he could see a relation between the course and what he was doing at the time. So again, it's hard to compare, but definitely, a good pathway. And if you think about the number of students looking, to this course, if you comparing with other courses, we still have less students, looking for this specific course, which can be an advantage in a way, at least thinking about, migrating to Australia, the competition. Yeah.
So talking about the changes in the lists and everything, how can you see this course, the fabrication trade, the position are affected by the changes or not?
No, definitely not. So I don't think, those occupations, again, is not just one. So this course, just repeating myself here, I know, but this course is the minimum level qualification for you to be a sheet metal trades worker, a welder, a boil maker, a metal fabricator, and a pressure welder, which means that even if one of those occupations perhaps, is removed from the list, it doesn't mean that the others will be removed as well. So it's one course, but then depending on what you're going to do, which kind of job you're going to find, you can have more than one option. It was always there. It was never removed from the national list. And considering the big, the huge investment that we're going to have in construction until 2024, as per what they said in the federal budget announcement last year, there is no point in not having, metal fabricators and boil makers in the list. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, so they need that. Yeah, that's why.
Definitely. Yeah, a lot of jobs around. Yes.
Yeah. So at STC, they are offering the Certificate 3, which is 112 weeks, 2 years and 2 months. So we know that if the student has more than 2 years, the course, more than 92 weeks, they can apply for 485. Yeah. But I mean, is that enough for the student to get the pathway for residencies just to do this course, or they can add another course after this?
They don't need to. So they can go ahead just with the Certificate 3. And because that's over, 92 weeks course, then they are eligible to, before applying for a graduate visa, and we are talking about the graduate work stream, they need to apply for what we call Provisional Skills Assessment with the Trades Recognition Australia. And again, that's the minimum requirement to apply for the TRA. So they apply for a Provisional Skills Assessment, and then they apply for a graduate visa. Definitely, that's very common. It happens, very often. And of course, from the graduate visa onwards, then it depends on, how things will go. If the person will continue working, if they get a sponsorship offer, or if they'll be able to apply for a skilled visa.
So after this course, the student can apply for 485 visa.
Yes.
They graduate with 18 months of work.
Yes, definitely. Okay. Yeah, and it's not related to any location. So it doesn't matter where you're going to study. you can apply for a graduate visa. There is a confusion between, you know, applying for a graduate visa and also going to a regional area. So if you think about this pathway that we are discussing today, it doesn't matter where you're going to study, you'll be entitled, you'll be eligible to apply. Yes.
Oh, that's good, because there are many students, especially in Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane, they are always afraid to don't study in a regional area and everything. So there is a chance for those students to
of
study.
Course. The graduate visa, for sure. The other visa pathways, they may have an extra option, let's say, you know, an additional option if they go to a regional area. But yes, there are some pathways, even in the big cities, definitely, yes.
Okay. There is one question in the chat. So are civil designers trades in need? I'm civil engineer and I would like to study critical course in Perth. It's
yeah, no, I'd love to respond to that, but I don't think this question is related to the course that we are, you know, talking about today. I think I might be wrong here, but maybe this person is asking about the diploma in civil construction design to be a civil engineering draftsperson, maybe, but, you know, I can't see the link between these and the course that we are talking about, or the profession that we're talking about.
So we have another question. What are the exact steps of the migration pathway? So, okay, I did the course.
Yeah. So let's consider it's a new career. Okay, so it's not someone that, you know, has previous experience. So it's a new career. You know, I had a bachelor in business administration in Brazil, and I'm here in Australia. I decided to, you know, to study this course. The person will study 2 years, this certificate 3. And then the person will, as I mentioned before, apply for what we call provisional skills assessment. The provisional skills assessment that will be based on the course and the work placement during the course, which is, I think, part of the course. Then the person will apply, you know, for the 485, the graduate visa, via graduate work stream, which is a 18 months visa. And during these 18 months, the person will have to complete at least 1 year of work experience then it depends, as a metal fabricator, or maybe as a welder, or maybe as a, you know, sheet metal trades worker. It depends on the, of course, on the job. The person will have to complete 1 year of work experience. And this is what we call job ready program with the Trades Recognition Australia. So basically this program, they have 4 steps. The first step is the provisional skills assessment. Then you get the provisional visa. Once you get the provisional visa, then you can move forward with the step 2, step 3, and step 4. Step 2, 1 year of employment. Step 3 is like a technical assessment. Step 4 is just the final paperwork. So this process that we call job ready program is basically a skills assessment for a permanent visa. So I would say, you know, 2 years of studies plus 1 year, 2-3 months, depending on the person, of course, and, you know, how fast the person will complete this 1 year of experience. 1 year and 2 months, they will get the final positive skills assessment. They will obtain a positive skills assessment. Once they have this skills assessment, then they will, depending on the English test and other factors, they will be eligible to try an invitation for a skilled visa. Okay. Then, of course, we need to assess if it's a skilled the independent visa, which is the national skilled visa, the state nominated, or the regional. Even without the skills assessment, depending on the person's work experience, the person may be able to get a sponsorship as well. So it's not one or another. You know, the person can be sponsoring the end of the graduate visa and keep trying the skilled visa at the same time. So sponsorship is also a PR pathway for those, you know, occupations, because if you are a sponsor in an occupation on a medium and long-term skilled occupation list, if you stay in the job, if you work for 3 years in that specific occupation under the sponsorship visa, the company can nominate this person on a permanent visa. So there are different pathways, but I would say, if you think about all of the most common permanent resident visas around, someone is studying this course will most likely be eligible to try all of them, depending, of course, on other factors as well.
There are many options.
Many options, yes. Yeah, many options, yes.
So it's good. Like, we have many students that they want to start something here. and maybe this course can help them for a permanent residency. So this course can help them actually.
Definitely, definitely. It's the same as studying cookery, is the same as studying, it's exactly the same pathway than if you study, you know, cookery, if you study carpentry, if you study even like civil construction design, is exactly the same pathway. You know, depending on the occupation, the assessing authority, the skills assessment will be slightly different, but in most of those occupations, they will need to study 2 years, complete 1 year of work experience during the graduate visa to be eligible to try something else.
Perfect. So we have one more question there. How many points do I need now for independent skill visa?
Yeah, look, this is you know, this is a very tricky question because it's very hard to discuss points, you know, at this point in time. There was something, you know, there was how I'm gonna say, but there is like a ministerial instruction that was, you know, released back in September 2020, of course, where they will give priority to some professionals. So we do have a priority occupation list, you know, at this stage. So there are 19 occupations there. This is not one of the occupations because, of course, they are just focusing on the nursing occupations and, you know, some doctors and some engineers. So because of this priority, they are not inviting people from offshore. And so they're not inviting people from, so the competition, of course, is not as high as before. And the points, if you think about where we can check the points, you know, all of the information that we have to talk about points, if you check today, give me a sec, I'll give you this information. If you think about metal fabricators, they're just saying that the minimum points required for a skill independent visa is 65, which is the minimum. But in my view, the reason why, you know, they're just saying 65 is just that, you know, they're just selecting candidates in a different way. They are giving priority to those on shore. So what they are saying basically is, if you have 65, you need to try.
At least.
Yeah. Which is a good thing. That was higher before, so definitely it's a good thing.
I have one more question about the experience. So there are some students from Brazil, from Latin America in general, or Europe. They have experience before in welding or some subjects related to metal fabrication. So if I have experience before, do I need to do this course to follow the pathway, or with the experience, can I try something?
It really depends on how many years and which kind of evidence you can provide of such experience. Because, you know, in my experience, I have a lot of clients, they do have, you know, a lot of experience. But then when it comes to the evidence of work, they cannot provide, you know, sufficient evidence to go through a skills assessment without studying in Australia. So yes, the person might be eligible if they have a qualification back home plus, I would say 3 to 6 years, depending on the qualification, 3 to 6 years of full-time work experience in the field, experience that we can provide evidence of, including evidence of income. Then the person might be eligible to have a positive, you know, to obtain, might be eligible to proceed on obtaining a positive skills assessment as a metal fabricator. Let's just use that as an example. But, you know, again, it really depends. Based on my experience, it's very common to have UK clients, you know, meeting all of those requirements to go through the process without studying here. From other countries like Brazil, it's very, you know, rare. And normally, you know, the pathway, even if they have experience, which is good for them to get a job, if they study in Australia, you know, that will be quicker. That will be, you know, a better pathway than,
It's easier. Also,
might be easier.
You can have the 485 later to get experience.
Yes, and it's because the number of years of work experience. So we are talking about the course plus 1 year. You know, on the other type of skills assessment they offer, they will need 3 to 6 years. So so might be easier to get, you know, via studies.
Perfect. So as you said before about the sponsor, so I have one question here. Like, do I need an employer to sponsor me, or can I migrate? Or can I migrate?
Independently. Both. Yeah, both. So you can try both. So definitely the person has, you know, if someone gets a sponsorship and is nominated as a metal fabricator or the other occupations that I mentioned before, the person can get a 4 years sponsorship visa. And if the person works, you know, for this employer for 3 years within these 4 years, the person can be nominated by the employer on a permanent visa, which is the 186 visa. So it's not related to any location. So even in Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, the person can be sponsored on a 4 years visa and can get to the PR. And in some, you know, some of my clients, they even try both at the same time. They are on a sponsorship, walking, you know, through those 3 years, but at the same time, they keep, you know, competing for an invitation on the skilled visa, and whichever comes first, they'll get it. But yeah, I would say all of the options, the only option that we cannot say that they will have access to would be the regional visas, because if they are not employed by a regional, you know, employer, or if they are not on a regional area, they cannot apply for regional visas. But other than that, yes.
Okay, so it's a good point. Many students, they don't know that if they are in sponsor, they also can try to get the skill visa at the same time. Yeah.
That's the best combination, always. I always tell my clients, look, if you think for 1, 2, 3 years that you get an invitation to apply for a skilled visa, and you don't want to apply for a sponsorship, you are actually wasting 2 years, you know, because then you're going to make a decision and you're going to have to wait 3 more, you know, 3 more years, you know, to be nominated on a permanent visa via employer nomination, which means that get both and see, you know, yeah, which one
So you
will come
can do
first.
both at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. You can definitely do.
We have one more question in the chat. What kind of company can sponsor me? And also, what kind of conditions the company needs to fulfill?
Yeah, this is not about the occupation itself. Then we are talking about the sponsorship in general. There is no right and wrong. There is no minimum turnover of the company. There is nothing, you know, in the legislation saying that, you know, a small company cannot sponsor someone. Or now it must make sense. So if a company wants to sponsor someone, regardless if it's a metal fabricator or other, you know, professionals, the person must have financial capability, you know, capacity to pay this person's a salary. And also the company must prove that they try to recruit Australians before nominating the person, you know, the foreign worker on a position. Yeah, so there is no, like, there are no conditions applicable to this specific occupation.
Okay. One more question. We know that nowadays, most of the students, they are afraid sometimes to study in big cities like Sydney, as we said with that. So are there any advantages that if the student did in a regional area, this course can help them more than if they did in Sydney, Melbourne, or Brisbane?
Yes, definitely yes. You know, going to, you know, moving to a regional area or studying in a regional area, it, you know, it will benefit the student. They're gonna get extra points for that, and they might have, again, you know, 2 more options, like visa options, if they are on a regional area. The only thing that we need to be very careful with is the employment. So, and they need to, you know, they need to make sure that they move to a regional area, you know, on the right timing. Because if the person is studying, let's say, you know, in Sydney, and the person has been employed since, you know, the beginning of the course, knowing that the person will need to complete 1 year of post-qualification experience in order to have a positive skills assessment, I wouldn't suggest this person to, you know, to risk this job to get another job, not knowing if the person will get another job, and maybe the person will not complete the 1 year of experience and won't be able to have a positive skills assessment. So we need to think about the timing. So in general, the student will benefit in moving to a regional area, but we need to consider also which one, you know, which is the best regional area for this student. Because, okay, if you go to Adelaide, but metal fabricators are not on demand in Adelaide,
yeah,
it doesn't make
true.
any sense other than getting extra points. Yeah, the person will get extra points for studying in Adelaide, but if the occupation is not on demand there, it doesn't make any sense to move there. So we need to choose the right regional area. Then you definitely benefit from that.
Yeah, and sometimes the students, they are already working in the field. So we have many students as a labor here. They are working with
Yeah.
you and everything. So it's something
We
to
need
be.
to think. We need to think about, because then you have, you have a good relationship, you have a good networking, let's say in a big city. And again, as as I said in the beginning, my husband is a metal fabricator. He's been working huge construction since the beginning, which is an opportunity that maybe he won't have, if we were, he wouldn't have if we were moving, moving to a regional area or living in a regional area. So I'm sure that, let's say, because we move on the Gold Coast, I'm sure that on the Gold Coast, he didn't have as many options as he has here. So it's about employment as well. Even more knowing that so many people, are getting permanent visas via sponsorship because of the whole situation with the skilled, migration and the pandemic and etc. We need to consider all of the options before making a decision.
Do you know which state the metal fabrication is in demand?
I was just checking here while we're talking. To talk about, a state demand or territory demand, now it's like, it's ridiculous, because all of the states, they are focused on the priority areas. So I would say, if you think about metal fabricators, Northern Territory, Tasmania, and Victoria and South Australia with special conditions. So yeah, but that was totally different before, and that's because of the pandemic. I don't remember on the top of my head if they were, on demand in New South Wales before July, but I think they were. So yeah, that will change in July. I'm sure that will.
Let's see. So about the real cases. For example, I'm engineering. I did a bachelor in engineering, civil engineering in Brazil. So any engineering course. So can it help me in the future to apply as a welding or something, or not?
It depends. It depends on the course, not necessarily. Okay. Unfortunately, not necessarily. Yeah, sometimes the bachelor is not as, is not as practical as the certificates. So sometimes the trades recognition Australia may, the equivalence of the studies may not be the same.
Perfect.
So yeah, may not be equivalent, which means that this person won't have the, the minimum qualification required, to pass on the skills assessment. So it really depends on the course.
Perfect. Ju, our time is running out. So I just want to say thank you so much for everything. You are helping a lot our students. I'm receiving many students with your pattern and everything. So thank you so much for everything. And everyone has watching us, guys, feel free to see all the lives that we have in IGTV. So just go there. We have plenty of lives. And guys, feel free to contact us and come to our family, Information Planet.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. I hope, the information was useful. And yeah, we'll see you soon with another live.
See ya, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.